I mean, what we just talked about here today, even if you did it once a month, 12 times per year, maybe you do a webinar once per month to the world, right? About your whatever you're selling or whatever problem you're solving. Just starting with once a month and having a team take that and do everything that we just said here today, you could have enough social media for the month. And you'll ultimately have 12 chapters of a book if you did it 12 months straight. But eventually what you'll do is you'll go, that wasn't that difficult. And now I've processized it. I've systemized it. And now I can probably go to 2 times per month. And then maybe weekly, right? It's almost like the gym example, right? You've never worked out. So what are you going to start off by working out 6 days a week, 2 hours at a time? Your mind can't wrap itself around that. It's too big of a leap. So 2 days a week for 30 minutes, all of a sudden you start getting in shape. Great. 4 days a week, 30 minutes, great. Same concept, right? If you've never done it, don't commit to every week, 2 times a week. I'm going to go PBD podcast, Joe Rogan style, 2 biggest podcasts in the world. They're like 3 days a week now, these shows, because now that's their business, right? 2 biggest shows in the world, Joe Rogan Experience and the PBD podcast, by far the 2 biggest. By the way, Aaron, you introduced me to the PBD podcast, Patrick Bet-David and the Valuetainment team. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the biggest. I don't know if they've even eclipsed Joe at this point, because that show is enormous, and the guests that they get on are I mean, they're bringing in, I'm trying to think who, like the biggest name that they've ever brought in. I think they had Dennis Quaid in last week. I mean, massive actor.
Did they have RFK on the show?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, they've had RFK. They've had Vivek Ramaswamy, Ron DeSantis.
They did that one-on-one interview with Andrew Tate when he was locked up and released.
Yep.
When he was the most Googled person in America.
Yep.
But here's the thing that I want to drive home. You might only want to do a show once a month because maybe you just don't like it. Okay? If you just don't like it.
Or you want to just create the habit.
Yeah, maybe you're just wanting to create the habit. Maybe you don't like it. It's fine. But if you get in the habit of doing it, you might find that you actually like it. Like on Fridays, Andrew and I get together, and this Friday's like show day. We get all excited
Friday
about
show day. Yeah, that's true.
You know, and we don't have all these other, things on our plates, and we don't have all these other distractions. And really, we're just joining each other, catching up, and talking about the things that we want to talk about. And now we've gotten to the point where we're typically doing it twice a week. You know why? Because we like meeting, we like talking, and twice a week gives us exponentially more content for our team to put out into the world. So we enjoy it. And the ramifications of that is phenomenal increase in lift and visibility to our brands.
And like you said, credibility. People will say, and maybe we just pull out for now, Aaron, the word show. I think even the word show sometimes is intimidating. Just piece of content. Maybe it's a Zoom session or a YouTube video that you do once a month. I think show can be intimidating. We call it a show because I feel like we've earned it, right? We've been doing it for so long. It's our show. But it really didn't necessarily start off as our show. It was our podcast at first. For you, maybe it's a training at first or a YouTube video, or you're inviting someone on to interview about something once a month. That's another great way to play it. Speaking alone is tough. You and I speak to each other, so we feed off each other. The guest example of how most podcasts are run, we don't do much with guests, but I think we will start doing that, is that when you're interviewing somebody, it's very natural. Right? You're not on the spot to be able to produce and be sharp and be an actor. It's really just conversational. So even if you did a guest per month in your industry, a thought leader, what a great way to now create a connection with that person who maybe you never did and you should, is you invite them on your weekly, monthly Zoom, your monthly, weekly YouTube channel, your monthly, weekly podcast. And now you start that habit and you start building that framework.
What if you just interviewed one of your customers?
Yeah, anything, right?
Talk about making them feel special.
And what if it's a customer that you got a great result for? Now it's essentially third-party testimonial, marketing, social proof for you and your service. I mean, there's so many ways to play it when you decide I want to be in the game of producing content via video or audio. You don't have to even do video if you don't want to. It can just be audio, but video gives you YouTube and gives you a lot of great content on social. People will definitely gravitate towards video more than they will just audio today. I don't even see many shows doing audio alone anymore. It's mainly both now. Old school podcasting was only audio. Now it's video and audio.
You like to listen to podcasts a lot. You listen to podcasts a lot. I watch them a lot. It's just, and again, that's why you disseminate things to so many different media channels, because everybody's different. Some people like to read, some people like to listen, some people like to watch. why wouldn't you take it and put it in as many different formats as possible so that everybody can consume?
Video, audio, text. This is the three ways we consume, right? So if you
Yep.
start with video, you can you've got the audio, and somebody can transcribe it and turn it into text.
Yep.
So if you start from the top and you go video, like we're doing here, then you can hit all three senses. Some people only can consume by video. Some people only prefer to consume by text. Some people only prefer to consume by audio. I'm listening, Aaron, because I listen on the go a lot, walking, working out, in the car, driving, right? But
Yep.
the video's still there. It just, if it's two people talking, I mean, how much do I need to watch, right? They're just sitting there, right?
Yep.
So it's all how you want to do. And I think the takeaway here is to just go, and don't think that it has to be massive output or formal show. Just habit, get a piece of content moving, choose a platform, YouTube, podcast, whatever, and go and make it a part of your daily regimen. I think that would be, to me, the takeaway. And we've talked about this on Sales Velocity TV before, but I think we wanted to give you today the framework of what we did with our past shows, now how we've pivoted to the new show, and now how the book Revenue Multipliers, the 12-step formula, is going to come out of the last 4 years of shows and the 12 best ones, or the 12 that made the most sense for the book. Anybody can do it. And it becomes really fun when you're in the publishing and information marketing business, because it does attract better clients and better leads.
It sure does.
So, Aaron, I know we're going to keep it kind of short today. We'll be back next episode. A lot going on in the world. We'll revisit some of the economic and geopolitical pictures here, and we'll leave it there. And stay tuned for Revenue Multipliers. More on that to come. We'll see you in the next show. That's Aaron. I'm Andrew. This one is a wrap. We'll see you soon.